Alrighty, howdy y'all, and welcome to another White Creek dorm tour. Some of y'all who have been on my channel a little bit might have seen my other White Creek dorm tour. This is for a White Creek single apartment. Now, that means that this is going to be a 1-bedroom, 1-bath apartment. There are other rooms available in White Creek, like the 4-bedroom, 4-bath, and the 4-bedroom, 2-bath, but this is just going to be for a single apartment. Now, normally there are some shelving units here. Those are right over there. So those are just easily able to be placed here before shelves for extra space. This is just the typical stuff on the door, like where the apartment is, general information. And right next to that, there is going to be a washing machine and a dryer. Now, those might be a little smaller than what some of y'all might be used to if y'all look at the dorms, because those are going to be the community washer and dryers. Those are naturally going to be a little larger, but for here it's just a single, and because it's a single, it's just a little small compared to what y'all might have seen in my other videos with the 4-bedroom, 4-bath in White Creek or the community dorms. Now, moving on, we have a nice little oven and stove over here. They do provide these inside the apartments at White Creek, so every apartment that you walk into in White Creek should have this stuff. But the single apartment, which is really nice, it has a lot of cabinet space. So that's what a typical cabinet down there might look like. There's a lot of cabinet space in here as well. And if I pan out, that's what it's gonna be across all of these lower cabinets. So if you're the type of person that really wants to bring in like pots and pans or like canned goods, that can also go up here as well. Unfortunately, I am not that tall, so you're gonna have to forgive me if I cannot provide you with the best angle up here. But like I was saying, a lot of shelving space all around. So if you're the type of person who wants to bring that sort of stuff, like I said, go right ahead. Also have our HUD vent up here, a lot of outlets as well. So if you would need to bring in any electronics or anything that needs charge, then that can go right there. So yeah, there's pretty much a lot of room to work with up here and down here. Now, I will say this does contain the sink. I should probably clarify that, so keep that in mind just for this section right here. But overall, I think that's a pretty nice trade-off to having an oven, a dishwasher, and a sink all in your apartment. That's purely for you by yourself. Also, microwave. This is all that stuff that's provided, I should clarify. I thought I made that clear, that all the stuff that's in here is stuff that White Creek provides as the Department of Res Life. Now, this is the freezer and the fridge, so I would say this is really great for someone who likes to cook for themselves. You might not want to go to the dining hall that often, or you don't want to go use your dining dollars too much. Then I would say this is a really nice apartment to have. You could also bring guests over. They have chairs and couches provided. They have a little TV stand here. So if you want to store more items or bring a TV, you can also do that. I'm going to close this drawer just so that way I can highlight this. These drawers and desk, this is something that I've highlighted in my other videos, so if y'all want to see what this looks like in a different room or in a dorm, then I will link those in the iCard. But these have a pull-out drawer, and I'm going to see if I could try to get it from this angle over here, because I feel like this highlights my point really well. It's about half of the space of whatever appliance it is, so this pull-out drawer is about half the space of the pedestal period. But what's the nice thing about that is that if you need some extra space for whatever reason, then you can pull out the drawer and it will be really helpful. But like I said, there's also plenty of room in here and In case you want to lock up your valuables for whatever reason, you can do that right here. You just need to provide your own lock. So, this is another one of the Res Life provided dorm spaces. It's another drawer. This one is the desk, and this one has the desk pull-out drawer pulled out. But again, like I said, it's about half the space of the desk, and it provides you some extra space. They also provide a little swivel chair, so that can go really well with your desk. This is also a full-sized bed. A lot of people don't realize when they first move into White Creek that White Creek, as an apartment complex with Residence Life, has a different size bed space compared to a typical dorm. So the dorms are going to have twin size, that's going to be a little smaller. This is full-sized, it's going to naturally be a little larger. And then we have some more outlets underneath that bed, as well as the internet connection. And this is probably going to be one of the last things I highlight before heading to the bathroom. This is the clothesline right here. This is what they're considering to be the closet space. So as you can see, there's not exactly a whole lot of shelving over here, but I did highlight some shelving that is right in front of the entrance. This is a drawer. It has a pull-out as well. If I step back, you can see a little bit of that. And then there's also the drawer space right here. So if you are a little hesitant, like, oh, I don't think I can fit all my clothes up there, you can also do that in the drawer over here. You can also do that on the shelving space right up in the front entrance. And now for the bathroom. So what do we got in the bathroom? We got even more shelving space. The shelves are just right over there, but you can hang those up. That's a couple of shelves that you could put right over there. Pretty large mirror. This is not a full-size mirror. I'll just clarify that. This is not going to show your whole body. So some dorms like Lechner McFadden will have a full-size mirror, but if you do want a full-size mirror and you want to live in White Creek, I would just say you might need to provide your own in a single apartment like this. Now, we also have our toilet, our outlet, toilet paper holder, towel holder. That's the door entrance. And right over here we have our shower. You can see right over here that we have all this shelving space. This is going to be for like your shampoos and your other toiletries. And over here we have our knob. I would say this is a pretty nice shower space, and it works well for a single apartment. Now, we do also have some drawer space under here. And this drawer space, it's going to be a little smaller compared to what we see in the kitchen, but it does the job pretty well.
Yeah, okay.
And then there's also this drawer space, but again, you need to be mindful about that sink. But the nice thing about this single apartment is that it is not a short on its supply of shelving space. But that is about all there is to cover in White Creek single apartments. If you do want to see more about White Creek, but you're not quite sure if this single apartment is for you, then I am going to link my dorm tour for the 4-bedroom, 4-bath layout for White Creek in the description below and on the side over here. So if you want to take a look at that, go right ahead. I hope this video was really helpful, and follow for more.